That's kind of a hobby horse of mine because I work remotely. My wife works remotely much of the week. She's in the tech industry. And I wonder when I see some of the expenses that publishers in New York accrue over time. In
Yeah.
this day and age, you and I are chatting. I'm in Indiana, you're in Los Angeles. Anybody can email anybody from anywhere in the world. Why are they still paying those Manhattan rates? Why are they making their publicists live in three people in a studio apartment or a one-bedroom apartment?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and I think more and more people are pushing back, really trying to, live where it's meaningful and cheaper. And I think there tends to be kind of, some companies are just more used to it than others. Goldberg McDuffie, where I wasn't the first. There had already been one publicist who moved to Austin, Texas for her family, and she had done amazingly well working remotely. So for Lynn at the time, um, it wasn't something that she couldn't get her mind around. But I think for publishers where there is so much, there are many in-person meetings and department meetings, and everyone's together and on the same time zone, I think it's hard to kind of let people disperse because um, there. I think publishers do really rely on kind of the face-to-face connections. So, but certainly I have a little network of book publicists in LA, and um, two of two of my friends are working remotely for publishers who are based in New York, and they're doing amazing. So it can totally work, and I hope that more people have the opportunity to do it.
And when you're networking and making relationships that you need to sustain you and sustain the books that you want to promote, um, I'm assuming you're not just walking up to people every time you need something, like, "Hello, let me talk to you about this book that we're doing right this moment, and then I'll never talk to you again until the next book."
Yeah,
So, how are you going out and socializing with people and making those connections?
yeah, all different ways. There's a number of media contacts who cover books in Los Angeles. So I'm reaching out to them to schedule a lunch. Can I talk to you about the exciting books I have coming up in the summer and the fall? And
A
I,
lunch like that, is that on you?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And what I do try to do is do it with my group so that we're maximizing that journalist time. So if three of us come out, and I believe we're all in this together. So I don't see my friends, because I have friends who are also freelance book publicists. So I don't see them as competitors. I see them as colleagues because I'm a one woman show, and it can be isolating. And I think your greatest success as a book publicist is having having colleagues to bounce ideas off of, to say like, oh, did you hear so and so is no longer covering books at the San Francisco Chronicle? Here's the new person. So you just, as a publicist, you just can't exist in a vacuum. You really have to socialize with your own tribe. And so to that end, I'll often say to my publicist friend, hey, Entertainment Weekly is now in Los Angeles. Let's, shall we go as a group? Shall we invite the book editor out to lunch? And usually the media is open to that because they're not just meeting with one person; they're hearing from the representatives from a number of publishers, and so it only can help with what they're doing and help their efforts. So there's a lot of that. The LA Times Book Festival is this weekend. Huge, amazing festival, and so there's an award ceremony on Friday night. So I always, I go to that and make sure I smile and visit with people. Yeah, I mean, any opportunity for FaceTime, I think, is really really important so people see that I'm not just an email address. I'm a human being who really